Good morning. From what honestly feels like Narnia from The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. It's absolutely magical here. There's so much snow. So I've just decided to go for a quick walk while there's no one around before it gets, I'm not going to say wrecked by everybody, but before all the rabble turn up. Just look at these trees. It's completely caked in snow. It's incredible. So last night it got pretty cold, but of course with the heater it's not a problem. So we're quite warm in the van. Well, very warm. But outside was nippy. And this ice has now gone from, this snow has now gone from being soft and usable, if that makes sense. You can easily make snowballs, to frozen and fluffy. You can hear it under my feet. Early in the morning, where we're parked up, all these vehicles go past. And they're all heading up the mountain for skiing and tubing. And there's mountaineers going up, taking people up there as well. For walks, climbing, ice climbing no doubt today. Look at this. It's just incredible. So today is our last day in Scotland. I'm torn actually. I don't know whether to go to Kielder Forest, because there's a little park up there that I wanted to check out, or to go into Galloway Forest, because in Galloway there is a place called Dark Skies car park, which is what is it? What am I trying to say? Which is for stargazing. So there's no lights around for miles and miles. But the problem is I might get there and the track might be closed. I'm sure there'll be some sort of barrier over it at some point, especially if the weather is like this. So it may be closed. So that might be not the best idea. But then again, Kielder Forest might be like this. I'm going to be soaked by the time I get back to the van. So obviously, although I knew that we may get caught in snow, I didn't come prepared for snow. And that's not because I'm unprepared, that's because I just don't have anything. I mean, I've got warm jumpers and stuff like that, but I don't have proper snow gear. I tried to get some when I was here, but I don't have one mortgage, let alone a second mortgage. Prices are crazy. Just doing a little circular near the van. I don't want to go too far away because Amika's still asleep. But this is just... I've not seen snow like this probably ever. I guess I have when I was probably a kid, because we used to live in Cyprus, which I know sounds weird, but the Troodos Mountains used to have lots of snow like this. And also we lived in Germany, and Germany used to have a ton of snow, but I don't really remember it. I don't really remember it that well. And what about you guys? Have you seen snow as good as this? The camera just doesn't help because it never looks as deep and as bad as what it is. It's not too bad where I am actually. If I turn the camera around here, there's hardly any snow. But what you don't realise is this is snow on top of a track that's been snowploughed, as you can see. Or maybe you can't see. But it has been snowploughed. So well, I hope you're all enjoying this video of me walking through a snowy forest as much as I am. Forgot about my coffee. Which is now lukewarm. I'll have to get Mika up in a minute and get her out there. It's so nice to be out when there's no one around. Because, as I said before, it's just so quiet and peaceful. I came down here because of that road, with all the cars moving up and down, and here there's just nothing, just silence. Yeah, so I'm going to hang around here for probably, I don't know what time it is now, 8:30 I think. I'm going to hang around here now for probably another 2 or 3 hours, get Amika up, get her on the hill, get her sledging, get her cold, get her wet, and then we will probably say bye to Rob. Rob's been great, so good to meet up with somebody like-minded, and ex-military also. Had a good laugh. He showed me a lot of useful things as well. Not just about being out in the cold, but also just about living in a van and simple things like where to take a shower here, so I didn't have to stand outside the back of the van freezing my backside off. And also good ideas to lay out the van. Right then, so I'm going to make my way back to the van now. There's loads of people over there and I don't particularly want to be walking past them whilst I'm YouTubing. Saying that, there's a path up here, so we'll go up this wonderland of a path. You can just see the van through the gap. It's gone now. So yeah, who's been to the Cairngorms? Cairngorms? Who's been here? And who's been here when it's like this? Is it like this often? I met a guy yesterday who lives here. Well, he said, I live not too far from here. I don't live too far from here. No, but he had a very strong Scottish accent. And he was wearing a tweed jacket. And he was one of the nicest men I've spoken to since I've been here. And he was telling me it doesn't snow like this here. He said it does, but not just in one day. It doesn't just dump a foot of snow in a day. He said, so you're really lucky to come on such a great time. And I said, you must love it up here. And he says, no. He says, I love the Maldives. I don't blame him. The Maldives is lovely. And last night, before I go, this little buggy thing turned up, and he's gone round in circles on this little, let me turn the camera, on this little plateau there, at the bottom of the screen, where all the snowmen are in the distance, if you can just make it out. he was going round in circles. You'll probably see it in a second. Flattening it down, and I was like, what the hell is he doing? He's making some sort of like ice rink. And of course, I'm not used to the winter. I don't know what goes on in the winter. Apart from it rains, it's cold and it's snowy. I was like, what's this guy doing? He must be making something for people to use. Is it for huskies or... I don't know. What's it for? So I stopped him. Nicest bloke ever. He told me all about what he was doing. I should have filmed it. I should have got him on video. But basically, if you look, let me zoom in. In fact, let me go a little bit closer. In the centre of the screen now, go in one more time. You can just make out a track going round. And then on the other side of the igloo there, that dark bit in the centre of the screen, it goes around again and all the way around, and it's actually a cross-country skiing track. So basically like an ice rink, but for cross-country skiing. And I said, oh, is there a competition here? And he said, no, this is just what we do up here when it snows. So people can turn up with their skis and just go around in circles. So I guess in a few hours, people will be going around in circles here, skiing. We don't ski, so we can't do that. So, yeah, as I said last night, me and Amika walked around and we went around to the snowman graveyard, as we called it, looking at all the different snowmen. There's loads of them. It must have snowed last night, because this was where everyone was sledging, and now it's all covered up, so it's definitely snowed again last night. And it's forecast snow in an hour or so, so we may get a bit more snow. Right then, I'm going to get the drone up, get some shots of this sunlight before it disappears, and these snowy trees, and then we're going to say goodbye to Rob after we've had a little play, and make our way either to Kielder or to Galloway. Who knows, maybe I'll flip the coin and we'll go wherever it lands. Alright, enjoy.